A Vivy Sparks love story. Two souls, one moment. Episode 5. The day they let go. Not every breakup is loud. Some are just two people whispering. I think we tried our best. The end did come with shouting. There were no slammed doors, no shattered glass, no dramatic rainstorm conveniently starting at the worst moment. It came quietly. On a calm Saturday afternoon, back at the same coffee shop where everything began, Liana and Adrian sat across from each other in maple and steam, sunlight spilling through the window, casting soft patterns on the table between them. Only now that table felt like a distance. They both knew why they were there. They both hoped in some tiny corner of themselves that maybe they were wrong. Finally, Liana spoke. "Maybe we should just say it," she whispered. Adrian swallowed hard. "Yeah." She stared at her hands. "This is not working, is it?" He let out a breath he'd been holding for weeks. "It feels like we were always tired. Always apologizing. Like we're missing each other even when we try not to." Her eyes shimmered, but the tears didn't fall yet. "I don't hate you," she said quickly. "I need you to know that. This is not about not loving you." "I know," he said quietly. "I don't hate you either. If anything, I care too much." Words crowded her chest. "I think," she said slowly, "maybe we're not ready to love each other the way we thought we were." He looked down, jaw clenched. "So what do we do?" Her voice trembled. "We let each other go. Before we resent each other." It was like saying it out loud snapped something fragile inside both of them. Adrian nodded, even though his eyes were red. "Okay," he whispered. "If that's what you need." "That's not." Her voice cracked. "It's not what I want. It's just the only thing that makes sense right now." Silence wrapped around them. They sat there saying goodbye in pieces, to inside jokes, to coffee dates, to shared playlists and good morning texts, to the version of the future they silently started building. But beneath every word was a quieter sentence neither of them said. "I still love you. I just don't know how to do it right now." When they finally stood to leave, Adrian reached out on instinct, gently tucking a loose curl behind Liana's ear. His hand lingered near her cheek. "In another universe," he said softly, "I think we got it right." Her lip trembled. "Maybe," she whispered. "Maybe we still will. Just not now." He nodded. They walked out separately. The bell above the door chimed twice. And for the first time in a long time, their table by the window stayed empty. Days turned into weeks. Weeks blurred into months. Liana threw herself into her work. Deadlines became a distraction, words her escape. She moved through her routines mechanically. Wake, write, email, sleep. Sometimes, in the middle of a sentence, she would suddenly think, "He would have laughed at this line." And her fingers would hover over the keys for a second too long. She stopped going to Maple and Steam. Instead, she tried a new cafe 3 blocks away, but the lighting was too bright and the chairs too stiff. Nothing felt right. She eventually returned to working from home, where her couch became both her office and her refuge. Marcy noticed the change. "You were quiet," her sister observed one evening, dropping onto Liana's couch. "I'm working," Liana muttered. "You were pretending to work so you don't have to feel anything," Marcy corrected. Liana paused. Then she asked, "Do you think I made a mistake?" Marcy studied her. "Do you?" Liana exhaled slowly. "I don't know. I know we were both tired. I know we were both trying. I know I was scared. I just don't know if walking away was protecting myself or sabotaging myself." Marcy's expression softened. "Sometimes it's both," she said. "You did what you knew how to do then. That doesn't make you a villain." Liana leaned her head on her sister's shoulder. "But it doesn't make me less lonely either." On the other side of the city, Adrian was drowning in a different kind of noise. His job got busier. then busier again. Promotions, more responsibility, more people depending on him. The distraction helped in a way. He stopped going to Maple and Steam too. Dion noticed. "You're not over her," Dion said one night as they sat on the worn-out couch in their mom's living room. Adrian didn't respond. "You act like you were fine, but you turn your phone over when someone mentions her name. That's not fine." "She was right," Adrian said quietly. "We were losing each other. I couldn't be what she needed." "Did she ask you to be perfect?" Dion asked. Adrian thought about it. "No." "Then maybe you were the one who decided you had to be." Adrian didn't have an answer to that. He lay awake many nights with her name like a quiet ache behind his ribs, wondering what she was doing, whether she still wrote at the same times, whether she still took her first sip of coffee with her eyes closed. They both missed each other. They told themselves they'd done the right thing. But every now and then, something small, a song, a phrase, the smell of coffee, would bruise a memory, and the ache would rise again. Love hadn't disappeared. It had just gone quiet, waiting. They walked away without knowing that their stories had started long before Maple and Steam. In the next episode, a simple form, an old drawer, and a forgotten birth certificate reveal a truth that changes everything. If this episode made your heart heavy, comment, "Sometimes love isn't enough." Or is it? Like, subscribe. And stay with Vivy Sparks for the twist that destiny's been hiding.